20 mistakes to avoid when you leave your cat home alone. Did you know that your cat's brain reacts to your absence almost the same way a human brain does when missing a close friend? It's true. Psychology studies show that cats form deep emotional associations with their humans, even if they pretend not to care. So, before you shrug and think, my cat's fine on their own, let's talk about what's really happening behind those big, mysterious eyes. Get ready to explore 20 common mistakes people make when leaving their cats home alone, and how to make sure your feline stays calm, confident, and content while you're away. 1. Assuming your cat's fine just because they seem independent. Cats might look unbothered when you head out, but they're pros at emotional disguise. Have you ever noticed how they suddenly ignore you before you leave, acting totally indifferent? That's often feline self-preservation, a way to hide confusion or mild anxiety. Even the most aloof cat secretly thrives on routine, scent, and presence. When those vanish, their emotional compass goes wobbly. So, don't fall into the independence trap. Just because your cat isn't barking by the door doesn't mean they aren't wondering where their favorite human disappeared to. Independence doesn't mean indifference. It just means they've evolved to internalize their worry. 2. Forgetting that silence can stress them out. Think about it. When you're home, there's a steady soundtrack, footsteps, your voice, the TV hum, the kettle boiling. Then suddenly, nothing. Pure, eerie silence. To a cat, that abrupt quiet can feel like the world stopped turning. Most people assume cats crave calm, but constant, unnatural silence actually unsettles them. In the wild, total silence usually means danger. Try leaving subtle, low ambient sounds instead of loud music or talk shows. A bit of rhythmic background, like gentle birdsong or quiet wind, feels alive to them. It mimics a world that's still moving while you're gone. Silence might sound peaceful to you, but to your cat, it's like a pause button was pressed on existence. 3. Ignoring their scent memory before leaving. Ever noticed your cat bury their face into your sweater or pillow? That's not just affection, it's scent mapping. Cats navigate comfort through smell, not sight. So if you leave your home smelling completely neutral, your absence hits harder. Try this. Before leaving, touch a few of their favorite nap spots. Transfer your scent subtly around. It helps your cat feel surrounded by the familiar even when you're not there. Studies on feline cognition show cats recognize olfactory continuity. That means they detect when something feels the same by smell, even if you're gone. So, in a weird way, your scent is their emotional anchor. No need for fancy gadgets. Just your sweater and a bit of human aroma magic. 4. Changing your leaving routine suddenly. Do you usually grab your bag, pat your cat, then walk out? If one day you rush out mid-phone call without the usual cue, that small deviation can confuse them. Cats are absolute routine junkies. They rely on micro-patterns to predict their environment. Sudden change equals instability in their little cat brains. Think of it like pulling the rug out from under their sense of control. If you normally leave after breakfast but head out before feeding them one day, they might spend hours searching for the missing moment. Keep departures boringly consistent. It's not about being predictable. It's about being dependable in their eyes. 5. Overcompensating with too many toys. It sounds kind. I'll leave 10 new toys out to keep them busy. But here's the twist. Too many choices can stress cats out. It's called choice overload. Just like you staring blankly at a Netflix menu for half an hour, your cat can actually get frustrated trying to decide what to engage with. Instead, cure it. 2 or 3 familiar toys they already love are better than a toy explosion. And here's a secret. Cats form play relationships with certain objects. Too many new stimuli can make their territory feel foreign. Keep it intimate, not excessive. They're not toddlers in a toy store. They're selective little hunters who prefer a curated gallery of fun. 6. Not letting them see sunlight while you're gone. Ever notice how your cat follows the sun across the room like a tiny solar panel? They're not just chasing warmth, they're syncing with light cues. If you close all the blinds before leaving, you're removing a vital emotional clock. Cats regulate mood, appetite, and rest with daylight patterns, just like we do. Dark homes feel static to them. No light shifts, no outside movement, just stillness. So before you leave, make sure they have at least one window or bright patch to bask in. Let them watch the world move. A ray of sun is a lot more than pretty lighting. It's a mental stabilizer. 7. Moving their litter box right before a long absence. The classic, I'll move the litter box somewhere tidier while I'm away. Mistake. Don't. Please don't. Cats memorize the exact geography of their environment, down to scent trails and walking routes. Move one thing, especially something as personal as a litter box, and they'll feel displaced. Worse, they might associate your absence with that change, linking the two in a negative loop. Keep all essentials, food, water, litter, where they've always been. If you must make a change, do it well before or after, never right before leaving. Cats process spatial familiarity like emotional comfort. Rearranging it suddenly is like moving the furniture in their mind. 8. Leaving background noise they actually hate. You've probably heard the advice, leave the TV on. It'll make them feel less alone. But here's the thing. Most TV audio is chaos to a cat's sensitive hearing. Human laughter, fast ads, clanging dishes, sudden bass drops. It's noise pollution to them. Cats hear at frequencies we can't, and loud, irregular human chatter can cause hidden anxiety spikes. Instead, go for soft, predictable audio. Think quiet instrumentals or low rhythmic nature sounds. Better yet, record your own voice reading or humming softly. Familiar cadence equals emotional calm. Cats don't miss your presence so much as your pattern. 9. Ignoring their vertical world. You might think floor space equals comfort, but for cats, vertical height is emotional safety. If you leave without giving them elevated access, like shelves or a window perch, they might feel trapped at ground level. In nature, cats climb to observe territory and feel secure. When you're away, that instinct magnifies. Being higher gives them control in a moment of uncertainty. So before leaving, make sure their favorite vertical paths are open. No closed-off rooms, no blocked shelves. Think of it like handing them a psychological parachute. If things feel weird, you can still rise above it. 10. Forgetting to leave a scent of you behind. Here's something fascinating. Cats can actually detect emotional states through scent. Your smell shifts subtly when you're calm, stressed, or happy. Leaving behind something you've worn during relaxed moments, like that hoodie you nap in, provides emotional reassurance. But don't leave something drenched in perfume or detergent. It's the natural human smell they bond with. Think of it as leaving behind your emotional fingerprint. When they curl up against it, they're not just smelling you, they're smelling safety, warmth, and continuity. It's the closest thing to a hug you can leave behind. 11. Leaving them with windows that stress them, not soothe them. Not all window views are created equal. Some cats love watching birds. Others get overstimulated or even anxious by neighborhood cats walking past. If your cat has ever puffed up or hissed while window watching, that's a red flag. When you're not home to mediate, that kind of tension can simmer all day. Choose their view wisely. A calm garden over a busy sidewalk, for instance. If your cat's a window warrior, try partial curtains so they can peek without going full battle mode. A soothing view should lower stress, not activate territorial defenses. 12. Underestimating how temperature changes affect their comfort. Ever come home to find your cat sprawled like roadkill on the floor, trying to cool off, or curled into a fur donut in the cold? Cats' comfort zones are way narrower than ours. A few degrees either way can alter their mood dramatically. Before leaving, check for safe temperature consistency. No direct drafts, no closed doors trapping heat, and don't assume your thermostat knows best. Cats regulate temperature behaviorally. They move to the ideal microclimate. So give them options, warm bedding and a cool tile spot. You're not overthinking it. They'll thank you in purrs. 13. Skipping the goodbye ritual they rely on. Do you talk to your cat before leaving? Maybe give a small pat or say, "I'll be back soon." Believe it or not, that ritual matters. Cats notice emotional cues in repetition. They link those moments with safety. When you skip it, they might sense something off and internalize it as unpredictability. You don't have to make a Broadway production out of it, just a calm, consistent farewell. Think of it like your own personal paw shake agreement. Everything's fine, I'll see you soon. They may not understand the words, but they feel the meaning. 14. Thinking more food means more comfort. Extra kibble might seem generous, but it can backfire. When cats are stressed, they often overeat out of boredom or anxiety, like us inhaling chips. During a breakup, that can cause nausea, vomiting, or even digestive upset while you're gone. Instead, use feeding as enrichment. Puzzle feeders or time dispensers create small moments of purpose. Food shouldn't be comfort. It should be routine. Overfeeding might feel loving, but what your cat craves isn't excess. It's rhythm. 15. Not rotating familiar hiding spots. Here's a quirky one. Cats have comfort zones they rotate through based on emotional state. You might notice them swapping favorite nap spots weekly. When you leave, they rely on those zones more heavily. If you block access, say by closing a closet or moving a chair, you're removing their safe rotation. They'll feel unanchored. Let them choose where they retreat. Cats need autonomy to reset stress hormones, and familiar hideaways act like emotional bunkers. When you return, you'll often find them snoozing somewhere odd, but deeply meaningful. Respect that feline feng shui. 16. Forgetting your absence changes their sense of time. Here's something wild. Cats don't perceive time in hours like we do. They track it through light, scent decay, and sound rhythm. When you're gone longer than usual, those sensory markers disappear faster, leaving them in a temporal blur. To them, it's not 6 hours. It's the smell of breakfast faded and you didn't come back. Consider leaving timed scent cues, like a small towel you move daily so it ages gradually, or even an automatic voice clip at your usual check-in time. It's not about tech. It's about giving them sensory consistency through time. 17. Assuming companionship means only humans. If you have a single cat, solitude hits differently. But here's the catch. Companionship doesn't always mean another cat. It might mean auditory or sensory company. Some cats respond well to a small fish tank's gentle motion, or even a battery toy that moves occasionally. It's not loneliness in the human sense. It's about environmental engagement. When the world feels alive, they relax. When everything feels frozen, they grow uneasy. You're not replacing yourself. You're giving them life noise to remind them their little world keeps spinning. 18. Coming home and acting like nothing happened. You walk in, drop your bag, and think, "Hey buddy, I'm home." But your cat? They might be processing your absence like a tiny philosopher. Some get clingy, others aloof. The mistake many make is either overwhelming them with affection or ignoring them entirely. Instead, let them lead the reunion. If they greet you at the door, match their enthusiasm. If they stay distant, let them recalibrate. Cats need to resync their emotional wavelength before reconnecting. Think of it as letting the Wi-Fi reconnect after a storm. You can't rush it, but it always finds signal again. 19. Not adjusting the lighting in your home. Ever leave and return after dark to find your cat looking slightly bewildered in dim light? Cats see well in low light, sure, but they still use ambient brightness to anchor time and safety. A house that transitions from daylight to pitch black feels unnatural and can disorient them. A simple fix? Use a soft timer lamp that mimics your usual evening lighting. It's not vanity, it's emotional structure. Light tells their brain, the day is still moving forward. Without it, their world feels paused. Cats are creatures of rhythm, and lighting is one of the metronomes they rely on most. 20. Failing to reset your cat's emotional rhythm after you return. This one might surprise you. When you come home, your cat's environment restarts, but their emotional rhythm doesn't automatically follow. They've adapted to a solo routine, and now your energy floods back in like a wave. Give them a gentle transition period. Spend quiet time before high-energy play or cuddles. Maybe sit nearby, read, and let them approach first. It's less about you returning and more about re-merging worlds. Once they sync to your rhythm again, you'll notice the difference. They'll relax, stretch, and reoccupy the space with confidence. So there it is. 20 mistakes that could make your cat's alone time less than perfect. But don't worry, you're officially wiser than ever. If you're ready to uncover even more of your cat's secret, stick around to discover science-backed ways to deepen your bond or find out about the text messages your cat would love to send. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.